Alright, I do believe we're all set to go, so I will give myself the audio check, and then we will get started this evening. So I'll give my smartphone the opportunity to catch up here. And there it is. There we go. So, it is upon this stage here in Ul'dah over the years that we've seen a trio of singers come from humble beginnings and blossom into the most successful musical troupe that this game has ever seen. And yeah, there may be a whole bunch of bards performing music, and there may be a bunch of bard bands out there, but when it comes to simple fandom, no one beats this trio, who have taken to this stage for now 10 years. This year is their 10-year anniversary since being formed, and tonight we're gonna celebrate their return here to Ul'dah as Little Ladies' Day for 2026 has officially begun. And if we're gonna be commemorating 10 years since the Songbirds joined us, why not dress for the occasion? That's right, Rika is joining us this evening to celebrate Little Ladies' Day in her own songbird attire. But if she's going to show her friendship and support for the songbirds, she's going to need to wear some different colors than her typical pink. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world. Matthias Griffin back with you for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live. So, let's go ahead and get to it this evening as Lady Lalira graces us with her presence this evening. So, yeah, I think we're getting to the point now in my life where my work schedule is starting to become stabilized now, and that I can start getting back to a more regular schedule as far as streaming is concerned, because I've been really tired lately from having to cover a lot of shifts that I've had to cover for other people at work, but we seem to be stabilizing now, so hopefully I can be able to start streaming again, because yeah, we still have Clair Obscura to complete too. We're not that far from the end now. But tonight, it's all about Final Fantasy XIV, and what's about to take place behind us. So, let's go ahead and take our drop from over here, and we're gonna drop in on this throng of humanity, led by the one and only Royal Seneschal. Let's go ahead and speak with him to take on the level 15 quest for Little Ladies' Day 2026, entitled, What Can I Do For You? The Royal Seneschal has need of an inquisitive adventurer. Why, if it isn't Rika, 'tis my great pleasure to welcome you to this year's Little Ladies' Day festivities. Have you partaken in this year's concerts yet, my friend? The Songbirds and the Seneschal Prince are, as ever, our shining stars on stage, and they have been practicing oh so diligently for this event. Yeah, for those who might remember to last year, the Songbirds are no longer alone as far as singing is concerned. My, how marvelous! What seasonal sensations! The Songbirds and Seneschal Prince's performances have propelled their popularity to a fever pitch. Their economic exploits have defied every expert's expectations. As they balance billions of gillion gains, the masses cannot help but contemplate. Why do folks flock to them? What forces drive this formidable fount of funds to flow? Yeah, who is this random wordsmith that's appearing on stage now, as so to speak? Forgive me my raucous rambling. I am Dural Thural, renowned reporter for the Mithril Eye. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen anyone from the Mithril Eye. Of course, we remember one reporter from the Mithril Eye in particular who became quite infamous. I mean to gather information on these prominent performers and pen a piece for our next publication. I could scarcely ask for a more perfect opportunity for promotion. Where the Mytholi goes, fame and prestige are bound to follow. The Songbirds and the Seneschal Prince will be thrilled to hear this. A thousand thanks. Then, without further fanfare, I shall solicit the citizens of the city-state for their feedback. Though, now that I think on it, my tendency to focus on the financials might poison the priest's perspective, so to speak. Yeah, it seems that your wordplay has definitely made that clear. An objective observer would be ideal. Like, say, a passing adventurer, or this objective observer can help if you're willing to pay. Yeah, I don't think that's how they roll in Ul'dah, but, I mean, hey, I'm right here. And I address for the occasion. Why, yes, your impartial input would be naught but a benefit. Permit me to brief you on a performance then. The knowledge will doubtless prove a useful reference for your upcoming reports. So yeah, let's reintroduce ourselves to the trio who were introduced to us 10 years ago. I shall begin with the Songbirds, the pride and joy of Little Ladies' Day. Our talented trio consists of Ulala, dressed in crimson. Then we have Narumi, clad in yellow, and of course, Masha Makraka donning blue. Hold on a second. Yeah, having problems with my throat unfortunately as well. They have come far from their humble beginnings, and their tireless efforts have recently borne fruit. Of late, their concerts have taken the realm by storm, winning countless new fans across Eorzea. And then, debuting last year, and 'twould be remiss of me not to mention Pico, our dashing seneschal prince in violet. Although, when he initially said violet, I was like, are you sure? Cause when we were first introduced to him, his jacket looked a lot more black, but in this light it is more violet than it is black. So, he is the newest addition to our lineup and a rising star in his own right. He stole many a heart last Little Ladies' Day. They inspire one another as well as their crowds in equal measure. Their musical prowess is as fresh as the spring breeze, breathing new life into the celebration as we know it. This year, we should be outfitting concert attendees with a unique line of themed apparel and illuminations for the occasion, complete with matching colors for each of our merry band. So you appeal to all audiences, allowing spectators to support their favorite singer. A sound strategy. Meanwhile, your prize performers pinpoint their most passionate fans in the process, making for a more memorable experience. With that, I believe I have enough to embark on our excursion. When you are set to search the city for some tried and true testimonials, simply say the word. You got it. Alright, so yeah, it just says fate complete now because this is going to be happening on a regular basis. So let's go ahead and find Doral Thoral now. Yeah, these Lalafels always getting lost in Sea of Humanity. Let the collaboration commence. To begin, I suggest we search away from the stage so as to not startle any spectators. Perhaps we might pursue possible leads near the perimeter of the Gate of Nald. We need but seek out and speak to those in Songbird and Seneschal shirts, shall we? Yeah, Doral Thoral is now accompanying you, even though it doesn't officially say that he is, because we don't get the text bubble that alludes to that. But in any event, here we go. So as we travel down the road here in Ul'dah, we'll go ahead and go from left to right. So, as was mentioned, there are shirts involved, and if we can get a little bit of a close-up, yeah. Remember a long time ago, we had the opportunity, because this is essentially a remake of a quest that was done for Little Ladies' Day years ago, where you had the opportunity to change into the color of your preferred songbird and cheer for them to show your support. Well, this year they're doing a 2.0. Not only providing a color of a shirt, but also with the picture of the songbird representing that particular color, or the Seneschal Prince. So yeah, suffice it to say, these girls dressed in the Masha Makraka shirts are quite showing off their love for her, so let's go ahead and speak with this devoted Masha fan. Hello there. You're interviewing folks for a piece on the Songbirds and the Seneschal Prince? I would love to participate. I'm a Masha fan through and through. Well, you are Mikote, so it makes sense. She has the most amazing voice, and there's something about the way she dances that really speaks to me. You can tell she puts pride into every facet of her performance, and it never fails to take my breath away. In fact, her dedication inspires me to be more mindful in my day-to-day living. Even with something as simple as descending the stairs, I often find myself thinking, I must be careful, Masha needs me! Speaking of dedication, I hear Masha's come up with one of the limited time dishes being served at the quicksand. We ought to sample it for ourselves. So, let's pan the camera back here. So, Masha's perseverance provides a particular sense of purpose past performances, extending into the everyday. Fascinating, all of it. So, now that we've spoken to them, let's go ahead and speak with this spirited Ulala fan, who even has this kind of a support where the glow sticks are out. Might remember those from a number of years ago? And yeah, I don't think anyone would have expected to see a big, burly Rogadin Hellsguard donning an Ulala shirt of all things, but I mean, hey, if we've learned anything from how players who play as male Rogadins dictate how they dress, we should be grateful that this man has at least done the right thing and put a shirt on, even if it's bright pink with a cute Lalafell on it. Sir, you have done us all a great service tonight, and from the bottom of my hearts, we thank you. Keen to learn about our favorite songbird, you say? Well, here we are, the Ulala Faithful! Gods, where do I even begin? Her presence on stage is second to none, and her warm smile can melt even the coldest hearts. She may be small, but the power in her voice more than makes up for it. And that's to say nothing of her passion for her fans and the music. It's why she dons such fiery red hues. I speak for all of us when I say we'd do most anything for her if she asked with that winsome little smile of hers. So, your small yet esteemed singer's stunning stagecraft stirs your sentiments, you say? Duly noted. I suppose I could sympathize. Yeah, you being a Lala yourself. With that, I assume we've accounted for all the aficionados in the area. However, if that Masha fan tells it true, those seasonal songbird snacks are bound to bring multitudes to Mistress Momodi's establishments. Come, let us continue our queries at the quicksand. Yeah, and thankfully we don't have to go far for it, because we're literally right in front of it. And yeah, while they may be smaller in number by comparison, we do have some Narumi supporters. Yeah, we can definitely say that if it was not for the debut of the Aura as a playable character in Heavensward in 2015, we would not have Narumi join us from the Far East. So let's go ahead and speak with this amiable Narumi fan. So let's see what you have to say, sir. Ah, you're reporting for the Mithril Eye, are you? Well, as you've doubtless ascertained, I am one of Narumi's fans. Though she may be the most demure of the three songbirds, she harbors a quiet strength and endless compassion that we cannot help but cherish. She approaches her art so delicately, so exquisitely that it feels as though she is speaking to all of her fans as individuals. It compels us to support her in her every endeavor, that she might always know happiness in the spotlight. So, Narumi employs a subtle yet sincere approach, imagining such a saintly smile on stage. Why, I could certainly see the appeal. And of course, now that we have spoken with all the Songbirds fans, yeah, there are gonna be fans for the Seneschal Prince too. And so, we got a Pico fan over here, our Seneschal Prince, so let's go ahead and speak with this pining Pico fan, who's chilling out right now. Hello. Asking about the stars of the Little Ladies' Day? Well, you've come to the right place. Most folk are head over heels for the Songbirds, but I've only got eyes for Pico. His debut Little Last Ladies' Day really won me over. As Seneschal Prince, he takes it upon himself to treat his fans like royalty. He's incredibly handsome, of course, but his honey words and that sweet little smirk are the highlights of his every show. With that, he could be my prince every day. Oh, and when you shine his violet illumination in the crowd, he does notice, even if you're in the very far back row.
Last Little Ladies' Day, he winked in my general direction and, well, even if he didn't actually wink at me, I'd like to think and believe it was so. The mere thought of Pico's past productions is enough to make most fans swoon, a true testament to his talent. And if the rumors are true, he strives to serve all of his fans, be they lads or little ladies, which means there's hope yet that I too can be a princess under his sovereign smile. Even though you're a male and look like one? As assumed, our performers possess a fiery fanbase. With this wealth of wisdom, I am well prepared to write. But one thing struck me as strange. While we were wandering, I espied an elegant young lady surveying the songbirds and seneschal stage from afar. I'm interested in interviewing her as well, if she is so inclined. Shall we sally forth and see what she says? Alright. Yeah, you're probably wondering, is this someone we've met before? And when pan around, it actually is. From House Thorn herself, the founder of Little Ladies' Day, Miss Alditha. We know that she joined us initially, not in the best of health, but she's still with us after all these years. So as the sun goes down on Ul'dah, let's go and speak with her. Why, if it isn't the Kali adventurer from seasons past! 'Tis I, Alditha Thorn. You've been well, I trust. Such serendipity! A scion of the honored House Thorn! I had heard that your house had contributed a substantial sum in support of these festivities. Come to celebrate and see the show, I gather? Indeed, on behalf of House Thorn, and out of my own curiosity, I wish to behold the annual concert with my own eyes. 'Tis heartening to know the annual performances have blossomed into such a passionate showcase of song and dance. With that, I could join the audience and show my own support.
But you're content being a distant observer, especially with your butler, Rodolph, who's always close at hand. Though you are hale enough to trouble this day, I must advise against it, my lady. We cannot risk worsening your condition. Well, still on the knife's edge after all these years? Well, the fact that you're still going shows that you've been very resilient all this time.
Alas, it is as Rodolph says. I've not the strictest sway to the rhythm and jump about as I please.
And yet...
But from this vantage point, I can at least gaze upon the stage and the audience from afar, a rather enlightening experience all told. Even from this distance, it is easy to tell how much the performance means to all of them, how joyful they all are. I dare say their energy is contagious.
I'm sure it is.
Delight and devotion take many forms. If these crowds can find happiness by supporting the beloved singers, if we can garner their interest in this holiday, but even for a fleeting moment, then I could ask for little else. A poignant point you make, my lady, and as if you've ascertained, all who answered our inquiries delighted in describing their preferred performers, each selecting to celebrate in their own way. There is no correct answer as how to celebrate the season, for only together could they make Little Ladies' Day the fine festival it has become. Such is likely a significant source of its singer's success. I must thank you thoroughly for your thoughtful theories. It shall serve as a fine addition to my article. They are merely fleeting thoughts I had as I enjoyed the performances, but I am pleased that they could be of use. I wish you both a delightful Little Ladies' Day.
Thank you very much, Miss Alditha. Alright, so, yeah, this is now ongoing. It's about halfway through. It is timed. So, oh, hold on, we have to speak with Dural. He's over here. Getting ahead of myself.
I owe you one for your committed cooperation. Indeed, I've amassed all manner of ardent accounts from the fans. Some show support by cheering and cacophonous cries to the stage, while others watch wistfully from ways off or make merry by feasting on festive foods. as the performance popularity proliferates, so too do prospective methods to please their fans. Merriment made for one's pastimes is a mysterious, marvelous matter. For our favorite fads, we find often ourselves opening our wallets without so much as a second thought. Even I am no stranger to that. But I digress. It's time that we saw these songbirds and the Seneschal Prince for ourselves. It's to fully fathom what all the fuss is about, provided we have permission from the Royal Seneschal. Well, I don't think that'll be a problem. But before we go, they did talk about food over in the quicksand. Special food on offer from Modi. Let's see if that's true. The only question was, where would we find it? Because I don't think it is so easily found. Yeah, I can only imagine where we would find it. Yeah, maybe it's a reward of that I overlooked. Anyway. Alright, so as we're now back among the throng of humanity again, let's go ahead and speak with the Royal Seneschal. Hello again. Welcome back. How fared the interview? They went well. Wonderfully well, in fact. As our last task, we wish to watch one of the performances if we are welcome to do so. By all means, I would love nothing more than to read of your impressions when all is properly published. And so, for more objective observation, I'd like to spectate the show from afar. Might I ask you to take to the crowds? Certainly. Excellent. Enjoy the event and we will reconvene once the stage has settled. And so, the handmaiden here will furnish you with a set of songbird-themed attire and a portable illumination. Once you've obtained what you require, you need only wait for an opportune moment to join the crowd. So yeah, like before, this is something we've done previously. During this event, the fate Life from Ul'dah will appear on the steps of Nald. In order to participate, you must first speak with the Royal Handmaiden at the Ruby Road Exchange and prepare yourself to join the Songbirds and Seneschal Prince's crowd of fans. The status effect granted to you by the Royal Handmaiden can be removed at any time by leaving the area or using the special action Curtain Call. Upon joining the Fate, you'll be given 4 special actions. Each action uses a different colored set of illuminated rods to cheer for the Songbirds or the Seneschal Prince. Bear in mind, each performer is especially receptive to fans who cheer using their signature color. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started then. Where are you, Handmaiden? So, attend the performance. Very well, I will ready your garments at once. Have you decided which color you wish to wear? Well, I've got to support my fellow sister the moon, my fellow Mikote, so we're going blue. A fan of Masha Murakraka, I see. Then I shall prepare your blue ensemble? Yes. Here are your clothes and illuminations. I do hope you enjoy the performance. Please note you'll be unable to proceed with certain quests while the face in the crowd status is active. It'll grant you the effect granted to you by the Handmaiden can be removed at any time by using the special action Curtain Call. Should you accidentally remove this effect, speak with the Royal Handmaiden to rejoin the fans. Well, this shouldn't be a problem, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump in, because I believe we are just about to get our next round of performances. And for those of you who are wondering, since we are donning Masha's blue, yeah, let's take a moment to just let that sink in. And on top of that, oh, does it not work? Oh, probably not until the event gets started, but yeah. Let's just enjoy this for a moment. Yeah. The Mikote, Keeper of the Moon sisters, sticking together. So let's go ahead and get ready for this. Y'all ready for this? So I don't know what the intervals are for us to get started, but I guess we'll find out in a moment. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't take too long.
For those of you who are just joining us at this time, we're waiting for the next round of performances from the Songbirds and the Seneschal Prince to participate in Little Ladies' Day. Because, of course, we have the big concert stage here that they will be performing on. And this is similar to a Little Ladies' Day event that took place years ago, where you would have glow sticks on in hand and you would cheer for your preferred songbird. So this is a 2.0 version, because now that we have the Seneschal Prince, who was introduced last year, support also goes to him as well. And they'll all perform together at once. Of course, how long it takes them to come up on stage, though, we do not know. This can all be edited out in the VOD, of course. Yeah, I do notice players walking backstage. It also looks like we've got some random NPCs running around, too. Yeah, I know that they're random because their names are not highlighted. Oh, we hear crowd cheering, which means that we're about to get started. And here we go. Yeah, poof, they just magically appeared. So Pico, our Seneschal Prince, will lead us out. Yeah, would you be so kind as to shine your violet lights my way? Well, of course, in this instance, we want to go blue, of course, for Masha. Alright, here you go, Masha. Here's some blue to you. And it looks like people are participating regardless of the color that they are using. Yeah, let's throw some yellow to Narumi. Yeah, it's a remake of the Daylight theme in Ul'dah. And here comes Little Lala. So you only have time to do it once through each phase. Once they transition, then you have the opportunity to go again. Let's throw to Pico. Yeah, just because we can. And so let's go to Masha. And then she'll take center stage with Narumi. But everyone gets a piece here. Pico flies solo. Then Ulala will step up again. And then out comes Narumi. And up steps Masha again. Yeah, look at all those blues. We're certainly not feeding the blues tonight, that's for sure. And now, performing alongside Pico. And then Narumi and Ulala will step forward. Yeah, kind of a split here between the two of them. And then, final round. Lots of purples and blues there. Not many reds or yellows. Although you could have chosen any one of the 4 at the final round. Yeah, this guy in particular is really enthusiastic. Yeah, not lacking the happiness there at all. But thank you, sir, for at least doing the right thing and wearing something decent. Hey there, Bubba, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. So, back into my own songbird attire. Let's go ahead and speak with the Royal Seneschal to complete the quest. You have my thanks for your participation, adventurer. Your fervor out in the crowds did not go unnoticed. My, what a marvelously masterful performance. Even from a distance I cannot help but offer a round of ardent applause. The fans' passion burned with brilliance that was all but blinding, matched only by the fiery fervor of the performers. I see now why so many are drawn to such shows. Now it's time I inquired about your immersive involvement. How did it feel to savor the sights and sounds of such a spectacle? Admit that you reveled in every moment, empathize with the fans' undying passions, or not in silence as if you completely understood what just happened. Yeah, no, we need to give him the satisfaction that he needs. Yeah. I mean, I'm dressed for the occasion. How could I not be happy? Excellent, excellent. Thank you for the thoughts. I shall account for your attendance in my article. With this, I should be able to pen the perfect piece, but I dare not delay. Little Lady's Day is only so long after all. I give you my gratitude, adventurer. You have earned your rightful reward. I must take my leave, but may the fates see fit for us to meet again. Oh, thank you very much, sir. And as for you, Mr. Royal Seneschal, 'twas a pleasure to see you enjoying the show. Do not hesitate to join in again if you feel so inclined. We have plenty of performances scheduled. All day and all night. I offer you my gratitude for aiding the Royal Thrall and wish you a wonderful Little Ladies' Day. Well, you're quite welcome, sir. So for completing the 2026 Little Ladies' Day main quest, we'll take 1,440 experience points, 468 gil, plus, we get the new versions of the glow stick emotes for red for Ulala, yellow for Narumi, violet for our Seneschal Prince Pico, and of course, blue for Masha herself. Thank you very much, Mr. Royal Seneschal. Certificates of collaboration may be traded to the Royal Servant at the Ruby Road Exchange for gear and items. You may also exchange them for unique emotes that vary from the quest reward. Participate in the performances and collect as many as you can before the festivities conclude. So yeah, you are encouraged to participate frequently to get everything. We also earn the achievement Real Devotion. And now the Royal Seneschal has a recurring quest. So as they're still going on, I will show you what is going on. So yeah, ironically, the Royal Servant is dressed in a Masha shirt. So we can get the shirts that we were wearing out during the concert for real. In addition, we can also get additional glow sticks, as well as the music that you're currently listening to, new Little Ladies' Day promos, as well as a new version of the cherry tree, and the classic confetti. So yeah, there are no lack of rewards for Little Ladies' Day for 2026. But for now, we will go ahead and take a Masha shirt. And we'll also go ahead and take the new glow stick emotes. And we'll put these all to good use. So yeah, just like that, 6 new emotes for one event. That is saying something. Oops. So yeah, let's just go ahead and observe from afar as this round of performances comes to a close. Now everyone runs over here. So, while we have the opportunity, we'll go ahead and participate in the Royal Seneschal's recurring quests. And this is something we will be showing off here, so it's something that you can do that you've never really had the chance to do before with the characters in the Ladies' Days, so let's go ahead and show it off. So let's speak with the Royal Seneschal to take on the level 15 quest entitled Backstage Chats. The Royal Seneschal is eager to offer you a rare opportunity.
Allow me to thank you again, adventurer, for such an enthusiastic showing at our recent concert. As it happens, the Songbirds and the Seneschal Prince are scheduled to take a break from the spotlight in mere moments. Might you be interested in speaking with them? I am certain the four of them spotted you in the crowd. They would doubtless be pleased to learn of your recent journalistic exploits on their behalf. You are free to speak to whomever you like, of course. Just say the word, and I shall summon them here.
And so, we shall.
So, which of our stars do you wish to converse with?
Well, from one Mikote sister keeper of the moon to another, let's begin by speaking with Masha.
But of course, I shall go and fetch them right away. Until then, would you kindly wait by that peach tree over yonder?
So off he goes. And as I'm chilling out, yeah, I noticed Masha coming in. Good to see you again, sister.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting over long. How are you faring, Rika? It's rather hard to believe that I've been in show business for so long now.
Yeah, 10th anniversary. It's hard to believe. I mean, honestly, I'm amazed that the Songbirds have been recurring for so long with this event, but it's always great to see Masha.
Fame and fortune is all well and good, but I won't be satisfied with that alone. The road to perfection is never-ending.
Yeah, and that determined face definitely speaks to that.
I wish to hone my craft and keep dazzling our audiences. To that end, I've recently begun proposing new and more challenging dances and songs that we might reach ever greater heights.
Yeah, you're making amazing progress. I believe you'll reach those greater heights, or your drive to improve is inspiring, but yeah, I believe you'll reach those heights, my sister.
That's the goal, yes. Hearing such encouragement, how could I possibly regret this path I've chosen? Now, I'm not the only one striving to improve mind. Pico and the girls work tirelessly to deliver stellar performances as well. We'll continue to reach for the stars on every stage we stand upon. And wherever we go, I hope we'll cross paths with you from time to time.
Absolutely. And then we'll speak with the Seneschal again to complete this round.
How did your conversation fare? Good, I trust?
Indeed it was.
Excellent, I thank you for your time. Your words are bound to fuel the fire in their hearts, I'm sure. Should you wish to speak with anyone else for the duration of Little Lady's Day, you need only ask. 'Tis the least we can do for you. Our performances shall continue for a while yet, so please do enjoy the festivities to your heart's content.
We certainly will. So, every time you speak with someone, you got 10 bags of peach confetti and 10 bags of cherry confetti. Alright, so we will show off everyone, of course. And so now, let's go ahead and speak with Ulala. And so, sometime later... Yeah, we gotta lower the camera for her. Hey there, Ulala.
Apologies for the wait. When I heard you drop by to see us, Rika, I simply had to make sure I looked my best. I spotted you in the audience, you know. I take it you joined the rest of my adoring fans in Crimson, yes? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you did.
Yeah, you haven't changed a bit.
If you attend another concert, rest assured, I'll be keeping an eye out for you. And if you're not waving my colors around, well, let's just say that you and I will have some words.
You and the Songbirds have my support. My illuminations will glow forever red in your honor. Or don't overexert yourself out there, but yeah. Option 1.
Well, that's very sweet of you to say. We've got to put forth every effort for the fans. We certainly wouldn't be where we are today without them. In any event, we've plenty more shows to put on, so do join us again. You'll be cheering, oh la la, ooh la la, in time with the rest of them soon enough.
Alright, so that's 2 more sets of confetti. Yeah, it looks like we got dancing songbirds as the next round of concerts has started. And now let's go ahead and speak with Narumi. Yeah, I can imagine it's always the hardest for you because you started the furthest away from all of them, living out over in the Far East.
I'm terribly sorry for the wait, but what a joy it is to see you, Rika. Are you well? Yours was a welcome presence in the audience. Thank you kindly for your warm support during our last concerts. It's still odd to think that an average girl like myself could become a round-wide singing sensation. Even now, there are days when I fear this fame is but a fleeting dream, and I might soon wake from it.
Well, as long as Square Enix decides it, you're gonna be sticking around for a while. It's no dream. You've earned your praise. You're doing just fine out there, or you'll always have your fan support.
And I shall ever be grateful for them. They are a dedicated bunch, and their unending support is a constant reminder of my achievements as a songbird. Though life as a star may seem surreal at times, in my heart I am well aware that this is reality, and I must continue to prove worthy of this privilege. That is why I will do my utmost to ensure our performances bring warmth and joy to you and all our adoring fans.
So as round 3 continues on, we'll go ahead and take one more set of sacks. And now, let's speak with the newest addition to the crew, the Seneschal Prince himself, Pico. You know, with all the wordplay, it's hard to keep the speech going sometimes. Yeah, it's been a crazy 12 months for you, hasn't it there, Mr. Pico? Apologies for the wait, Rika. When I heard that it was you who requested my presence, I ran here as fast as I could. It's been exhilarating to perform for such passionate crowds time and time again. Our fans are truly special. It is my hope that I can answer every fan who waves a violet illumination in my honor. Of course, that includes you, Rika. I appreciated your support during the last show. Well, you always haven't faith in me, and you're quite dedicated to your service as a seneschal, or you're like a prince possessed on stage. Yeah, you've done your work well there, Pico. But of course, I wish to make every fan, be they princess or seneschal, feel as though I am their humble servants. Wherever you find yourself in the audience, know that I shall have my eyes on you. As Seneschal Prince, I am honor-bound to ensure your experience is unforgettable. The next time we meet, may it be under my violet lights. He's never lacked for enthusiasm, that's for sure. And so we'll go ahead and take another round of confetti from the Seneschal. And of course, there'll be more opportunities to join in the fandom with all these other people and continue to celebrate Little Ladies Day, because it'll take a while to get all that stuff accumulated, but it'll be worth it in the end. I can't wait to show it off when it's all said and done. But of course, if there's ever going to be a songbird who really wants to stand out from the crowd, you know that I'm around. dressed in their attire, but dressed in pink, but never afraid to show off my music or my dancing skills. Because, yeah, I do have them too. Yeah, where are you, Songbird? Yeah. So, yeah. Let's let Rika entertain everyone for a while until the Songbirds and the Seneschal Prince take the stage again. Alright, so... yeah, so I'm gonna do all the fun stuff here in Ul'dah off stage, but I think we definitely have accomplished a lot here tonight with just the participation in the event alone, and then, of course, the first time ever in a long time getting the opportunity to speak one-on-one with the Songbirds themselves. Yeah, like I said, commemorating their 10th anniversary as a group. It's insane that they've been around for this long. Yeah, just to give you more of an idea as the cameras, or as daytime comes around. Yeah, we got Narumi's colors showing off here. You couldn't really see it all that well in the quicksand, but that's what that looks like. And then we saw, yeah, here's Peak over here. And perhaps we shouldn't be surprised that we have two Lalafels, both wearing ulalas. Of course, we also saw as well the Royal Servant was donning a Masha shirt. Still doing so? Yeah, I imagine that once you've initially chosen, they keep that forever. Alright, so... yeah, we even have a Songbirds fanatic of all things. Ah, the Songbirds soar again! Not that they ever stopped soaring, mind you. With the Seneschal Prince by their side, they're an unstoppable force of nature. They're bound to reach heretofore unseen levels of notoriety. Just you wait. Yes, indeed. So, for now, we're gonna go ahead and leave Rika to her devices. Because for the continuation this evening, we're actually going to switch things over. Because since 7.4 launched, there is some content that I completely forgot was a thing. In fact, it never even occurred to me that this was a thing. So I'm rectifying that tonight by showing it off. So yeah, just wait for me to load in. So, as it stands right now for Mathia, should probably show this off with the adventure plate. Oh, not so? Okay, yeah, edit search info. So yeah, as it stands now, Mathia has officially maxed everything that can be maxed out, as far as experience level is concerned. Of course, the glaring omission is Blue Mage, which is frozen at 80. It might get an expansion to level 90 in patch 7.5, I don't really know. But we also are expecting the next optional job to complement Blue Mage. It's supposed to come out in patch 7.5, but we are still waiting to see more of the details about it. So for now, we're going to go ahead and take Mathia on a journey back into Dawntrail territory. Now, for this, you can only go as a crafter. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull out my blacksmith. Yeah, that is the problem, isn't it? It really is. So for this, we have to go to Urkopacha, specifically to Warder's Echo. So now that a new day is dawned here in Urkapacha, we're going to go ahead and head on over to this quest icon over here. So, chilling out here at the Gates of Warder's Echo, we find a Yokui who is actually dressed in a color you would not expect to see a Yokui in. Dressed in blue, of all things. So yeah, I guess it's very fitting that Mathia, being an Azure Dragoon as he is going to be joining this particular individual. And this particular individual goes by Farafar. So, who is this Yokui and why are they here? Let's go and speak with Farafar to take on the level 90 quest for crafters entitled Frosty Neighbors. Farafar seeks a skilled hand for an enormous task. Hello there.
Ah, a traveler from across the salt. Greetings. You may call me Farafar. You seem the type to have friends all along the width and breadth of our continent. Do you by chance know any particularly skilled artisans? If you could introduce them to me, I would be eternally grateful.
Well, I just happen to fit that criteria in this instance.
You are a deft hand at crafting? Well, then I am in luck, as is all of Warlord's Echo. We are under threat, you see, and require the help of one such as you to survive.
How so? Yeah, look, got the worried face and everything.
A great avalanche has swallowed a place known as Zergote, the Open Armed.
Well, that's not good.
Once home to a sacred altar and its keepers. Although thankfully uninhabited at the time, I fear this was no accident.
Why is that?
No, this destruction was caused by the snow spirits of Urkapacha. While we Yokui lived in harmony with these spirits for generations, they have as late become possessed by an inconsolable rage. None know why, and attempts at reason have only stoked their anger further. There is, however, a way to quell the spirits, a ceremony known as the Pact, which must be performed at the altar which was once so carefully maintained. An old friend taught me this. Yet therein lies our problem. The avalanche swept away much of the altar and its surroundings.
Well, that sucks.
We must repair it quickly so the rite can be performed. If we fall, all of Urkapacha may succumb to the spirit's wrath.
So yeah, what do? I like a challenge, but I want to see what I'm working with first, or I'm having trouble imagining the extent of the damage. But yeah, let's see what we're getting ourselves into. As I crane my neck.
That is to be expected. Very well. Let us visit what little remains. It will help you understand more clearly what is at stake. To the south of Warlord's Echo, you will find stairs leading to the ritual site. The guard at the top will allow us passage up the mountain.
Okay. And so I will see you there as you walk off over in that direction. Alright, let's go rendezvous. Alright, Farafar.
You came. Good. Before we cross the pass, might I ask your name?
Well, if you must know who I am.
Mathia? Wait! The very same Mathia who fell Valigamanda? My apologies. I had no idea I was among one of our saviors.
Well, you're not the only one who has been caught off guard by that.
Not that I was doubtful before, but I suddenly feel much better about our chances for success. Come now, our destination is not far.
Yeah, let's just hope that it's not far. So as we arrive on scene, let's have a look. And so there it is. And what's left of a lot of other stuff too.
This is what remains of Zergote the Open-Armed. The damage is unlike anything I have ever seen. Even our histories contain few stories of such destruction. That structure at the far end is the Breathless Altar, where the ritual was performed. Although to see it now, one could hardly guess what purpose it served.
Yeah, look at those eyes.
Do you feel that? Something beyond the usual chill in the air.
Yeah, and there it is. Yeah, squeaky glowing red eyes coming from this thing. And it's not alone. Yeah, if you remember back to our climb up Warcore Zormor, the level 93 dungeon, this was mini-boss number 1. Yeah, we meet again. Yeah, and it showed that it's still not backing down. Yeah, leaves a wall of ice like, you shall not pass! But I'm not so easily deterred. Yeah, look at my eyes and tell me how serious I am. And thus the warning shot is fired.
They left, thank goodness. To think that they would be so bold. You have seen now the frenzy which grips them, yet they looked almost frightened by you. Have you encountered the spirits before?
Indeed I did, in the level 93 dungeon.
You bested them during the feat of proof? Well, I should expect no less from one who defeated the Teral Vidral. If you are even half as good at crafting as you are at fighting, I believe we are in good hands. Yet even if the spirits are felled, they will be born again when next the snow falls, and they will rage. The pact is the only way we can set things to rights. Yet even if the altar were whole, there are none left who know how the ritual was conducted.
Well, that's not good.
Dartorgor was the final caretaker remaining, and a dear friend of mine. However, before the avalanche buried all this, her body was lost in a tragic accident.
Yeah, that's a shame.
What little I know of the pact, I learned from her. I never encouraged her to speak more of the sacred practice, but now I wish I had. Now I must make up for my lack of curiosity. I will learn how to appease the spirits in Tarkotor's stead.
And that's where we come in.
For many years, she was Urkopacha's silent guardian, and I shall take up the mantle she left behind. Now that you have seen the scale of the undertaking before you, I ask you once more, will you join me in rebuilding Zergote the Open-Armed?
Yeah. Count me in. I'm interested to see this pact for myself, or I was fated to meet that spirit again, it seems. But yeah, we want to see some Yokui history come out into the open.
Thank you, Mathia. You have given me hope in these dark times. Before we get started on the altar proper, we should first restore the building where Darkotor lived so that we might have shelter.
Which would be over here.
It was fittingly called Warmth, and she lodged there with the other caretakers. It should make the perfect base from which to conduct our restoration. Now, rest assured, I do not intend for us to shoulder this burden. We would do well to recruit a few more pairs of helping hands. I suppose that will be my first request. Please ask around Warlord's Echo for anyone willing to lend their aid, and I will make what preparations I can for the work ahead.
Very well. We know what to do, so let's go ahead and do it. Alright. So let's head back into Warlord's Echo itself and ask around. Beginning over here, we'll go ahead and speak with let me see if I can get the... Yeah, it's not so easy to read names under overcast conditions. So Vuyarger will be who we speak to first. Hello there.
The avalanche caused all that damage. I see. You know, I spoke with Darkotor once some years ago now. She said she lived alone in the mountains and was the sole keeper of an altar up there. Despite her solitary life, she seemed a bright and kind soul. I was saddened to hear her body was lost when she suffered that terrible fall.
Oh, that's how she met her demise? Oh, that sucks.
I had always hoped she would visit again and tell me more about her unique experiences. Although I only met her the one time, I will not soon forget Darkotor. To honor her memory, I pledge my aid in Zergote the Open Arms reconstruction. My trade is carpentry, but I am ready and willing to help wherever it is needed. I shall speak with Father Far to see where I can be of use.
Alright. Let's add a little further on. And here, we find Murphaler, who we've met before in previous quests, accompanied by Nopli from the Palu Palu.
It has been too long since last we met, Mathia. I am come here with Nopli to trade, but the people seem unsettled somehow.
Well, let's explain to you why that is.
Ah, the spirits. That explains why we were attacked by a group one snowy day not long ago. We greeted them kindly as usual, but were assailed with icy magic without warning. I had no choice but to drive them back or risk Nopli's life, but the incident has been troubling me ever since. They are our neighbors here in Okopacha, after all, and we have lived in harmony for so long.
I take it that's why you're recruiting others to your aid. You never change, do you? Always eager to help those in need. Unfortunately, that's the life of the merchant demands that we don't rest our feet for too long. but perhaps we can send others your way. Only the best, of course. We promise to share what you taught us today with anyone whose ear we can bend. Now, let's be off, Murphala.
And away they go. We'll continue northward. And overlooking things, we find a Geno Stonemason. Hello there.
The spirits have been acting passing strange, it is true. Their usually harmless tricks have become malicious, with merchants and other innocents being attacked unprovoked. Usually, they appear on snowy days and invite passers-by to frolic under the falling flakes. What could have gotten into them? Regardless, this problem affects all of us in Okopacha. Preparing the altar will help, and my supply of masonry is at your disposal.
Alright. And one more. Went on this way. And for this one, we gotta go inside to find a strapping Yokui. Hello.
You need help rebuilding Zergote the Open-Armed? Ah, I know the place. A group of Yokui lived up there and look after an altar, right? It was quite the trek, as I recall. They would visit from time to time. I knew that there weren't many of them left, but hadn't heard the last of them had gone. Terrible news, but if you're going to rebuild their legacy, you'll need brawn, and I have plenty of that to offer.
Well, you are a Yokui, so that's a given. Alright, so our initial group of people have been recruited, so let's head on back. Alright, so it looks like Farfar is already conversing with Vuyarger. Those tongue-twisted names, I'm telling ya.
You did well, Mathia. I think we have a dependable crew to get started with. Vuyarger here seems especially eager to pitch in.
If I may, Farafar, I can do much more than shovel snow and haul stones. I am willing to assist in planning the reconstruction from start to finish.
Is that so?
With you in charge of the larger picture, I can assign people to work where it is needed most. Having overseen many projects of this scale, I believe this to be the surest path to completion.
You would do all that? Then I would be grateful to accept your help, Vuyarger.
You are most welcome to it. Now, before we get started, do you happen to know where Darkotor's living sepulchre can be found? Upon it must be engraved stories of her life and work. It may shed some light on the mysteries of the snow spirits and the pact itself.
Yeah, I gotta think about this one.
It was likely erected near the altar, but if so, then it too may have been buried in the avalanche.
I see. Well then, since the snow must be cleared away anyways, we can search for the sepulchre in the meantime. We will find it, I am certain.
And meanwhile, more Yokui come around, including Werfertar.
Oh, there you are. You're the ones rebuilding the altar, right? Nopli told me you needed more help.
Well, we appreciate that.
When I saw how fearlessly he wheeled and dealt with the Chowaga, I knew I had to become his pupil in trade. And so, here I am. Consider me Nopli's eyes and ears. If you need someone to make deals with other merchants, or procure supplies, then leave it to me. Well, thank you very much. I know Nopli has been making a name for himself as of late. If he vouches for you, then welcome aboard. Uh-oh. I need to step away for a moment. I need to get a cough drop. Be right back. Alright. Yeah, fortunately in my instance it was the last cough drop, and before I took that I even chugged down a glass of milk real quick, so... Yeah, let's get back comfortable again and get back to it.
This project is off to a better start than I ever imagined. We have all the help we need, and then some.
Excuse me.
So now is as good a time as any for the hands of Zergote to rebuild warmth.
As we all slowly but surely nod in agreement.
Speak to me when you are ready to use those expert skills I recruited you for, Mathia.
You got it. Alright, we won't need my chocobo really for this, so we'll send you off. Let's go ahead and speak with Farafar.
Now, first things first, restoration of our soon-to-be living quarters. The heavy lifting and building can be left to us Yokui, while you craft the supplies we need for some of the finishing touches. If we are to live among these frozen peaks, we will require flooring, which will insulate us from the cold. The space is large, so we'll need a few boxes worth. Can I count on you for that? Here should be everything you require for the task, but if by chance you run out, Wolfratar will provide you with more.
Well, thank you very much.
While you do that, I shall assign tasks to the others. Let us get to work then.
So yeah, we need 3 sets of warmth repair supplies. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I only have 1 set of food and it's not for crafting, but that's okay for this initial round where you don't need to make high quality of something, you just need to make it. So let's go ahead and bring up the Yokui and get our warmth repair supplies. So I'll go ahead and hammer that out. And just like that, 2 moves and that's enough. Yeah, the muscle memory follow out the careful synthesis gets the job done. Yeah, because I already have all my crafting at level 100, this is just for show. Alright, Farafar.
Hello, Mathia. How goes the crafting?
Well, I have what you're looking for right here.
Ah, I see your skills were no mere boast. Excellent work! Now, thanks to you, Warmth will be a place worthy of its name. Please, feel free to rest a while. We will take it from here.
So with that, we'll take the experience, but of course, I'm maxed out on all my crafting, so I'm only getting 1,000 superficial experience points, but we're also getting 1,303 gil. So, sometime later, your warmth shelter now is rebuilt. And a number of your crew have already taken up residence, with one already tending to the fire. So yeah, everyone's ready to get started on the big picture in this place.
Why everyone works so easily? It's as if they have forgotten entirely the biting cold without. The sight truly speaks to the quality of your contribution.
Thank you very much.
The road ahead of us is long, but I am glad we are taking our first step upon it together. I hope you will continue to lend us your expertise.
I certainly will.
Are you watching, Darkotor? I promise you that soon, the spirits and your Kui will live in peaceful harmony once again.
The collapsed living quarters have been repaired, marking the beginning of Zergote the Open Arms restoration. Yet the snow spirits must still be appeased. Only by continuing their work can Farafar and her crafters quell the spirit's rage and bring peace to the mountains. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's all said and done. Your reputation has increased to friendly. You've achieved friendly reputation with the Hands of Zergote. Yokoi Society quests are now available from Furyager and Shelter. Furthermore, you may now purchase wares from Warkorgor. Moreover, you may now use mounts within Zergote the Open-Armed. And we also get Winter's Warmth 1. So let's go ahead and speak with Furyager and start taking quests. Beginning with Snow on the Mountain. One shouldn't let problems pile up, as Furyager well knows. With warmth now happily restored, our work has commenced in earnest. There should be a constant need to clear away snow, and I would be grateful if you could contribute some equipment for that purpose. Snow becomes unmanageable if allowed to accumulate unchecked. Yeah, they certainly know about that in Russia right now, because have you seen the videos that they've been showing over there that are where the snow has been accumulating to such an extent? That's pretty nuts, even for myself. I would ensure that the tools are always available, that anyone may tend to the removal in their spare moments. When you are ready, please seek out Zoghorker at Zergote the Open-Armed. She will furnish you with the materials you need. Then, we'll also take on a work of carts. Furyager has his hearts set on carts. Are they hippo carts? So from over in Razathan? Since our work commenced, we have been needing to transport large amounts of supplies to Zergote the Open-Armed. While we have simple, sturdy carts for this purpose, there is presently not enough to meet demand. I wish to build more, and ask that you furnish us with some necessary parts. Garholyor on yonder has the materials you require, so please, present yourself to him. My thanks in advance. And then, for our final quest of the night, we have Happiness is a Warm Poncho. Voyager is hoping you are well versed in crafting winter wear.
A merchant caravan has been paying more frequent visits to Zergote the Open-Armed of late. Glad as we are to host them, I cannot help but fear for their health in these frigid climes. I'd like to craft them some warm garments to ward off the bitter winds, but I know little and less about crafting garb for smaller folk.
That's understandable.
Might I ask you to design these vestments in my stead? Something that will keep any visitor from succumbing to the cold, no matter their size. An adjustable poncho, perhaps. Garhalor over there possesses a surplus of clothing material, so do not hesitate to make use of his stock.
Sure thing. Yeah, we're getting 2 supplies from the same guy.
You are helping us build carts. Good quality components are always welcome. Without further ado then, please use these materials to prepare parts for the underframe. If you run out, I shall provide you with more. When the items are ready, you may deliver them directly to Voyager. I wish you happy crafting.
And in the meantime,
looking to design some cold-resistant garb for our guests, you say? Then you've come to the right place. To ensure there's enough to go around, I suggest you craft 3 sets. If you could fashion up ponchos durable enough to withstand bone-chilling winds, yet lightweight enough for our smaller guests, why that would be ideal. I have a wealth of materials at the ready, so if you need more, do feel free to ask. When you finish with those garments, you do well to make for Warlord's Echo and seek out our Palu Palu merchant friend.
Very well. So let's go ahead and start crafting this stuff. So, like before, it's not required that we do these at high quality because we're already at level 100. And one more. Yeah, I believe I have enough crystals to get everything without having to go back to the FC house to restock. So, visitors where now? Yeah, I'm on my blacksmith, but I'm making Weaver's content. But that's how these society quests work when it comes to crafting. Except when you're doing the XIV quest back in Realm Reborn. Other than that, there's no restrictions. Alright, so I'll come back to you in a moment, but first, let's go and turn over the winter wear first. You know, again, just as the sun comes down. Hello there.
Oh dear, the mountain winds are as biting as ever. Can I help you, friend?
Well, yeah, I'm here to help you.
Ponchos for me and mine? Oh, how delightfully warm. And the size is adjustable as well. A fine quality product indeed. I'm certain I could climb the mountain in comfort with this. It would be my pleasure to wear it. Thank you kindly for your hard work. Please do send my regards to Voyager as well.
Alright, then back over. Because this last quest has to take place within Zergote. So we'll have Nuvergar send us in. And as mentioned before, we can now drive. Can't fly though, you can only drive. Yeah, no ether currents to find in this place. Sad but true. So, Mr. Zarhaker, how are you?
Welcome, Mathia. I understand you are helping us make snow removal equipment.
I am.
We would be grateful if you could craft some tool heads. Here are the necessary materials. Should you require more, you need but say the word. When you have finished, please deliver your handiwork to our provisioner yonder. Our thanks for your kind assistance. And he was not kidding about the materials that he needs. Look at all those crates. That's a lot of crates. Yeah, they needed snow shovels, snow removal components, so we shall do that. Yeah, it's not often you see Mathia doing crafting. Or any of my Warriors of Light for that matter. Of course, there is one Twitch streamer who's been playing Final Fantasy XIV in A Realm Reborn since the beginning, who's basically made crafting their trademark, and that's of course this Ash 10. Who I've been following for many years, even before they started playing Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, do I have to go outside for this one? Okay, here you are. Ah, do you have some snow removal tools for me, perchance? Indeed, I do. So, here you go. Oh, these look to be excellent quality indeed. They shall serve us very well. You may return to Voyager with my gratitude. And away he goes. And so shall we. Yeah, just to give you guys, though, an idea of the scope of this place. See how small I am in compared to this. Yeah, this thing is huge. And me as a Mikote, I just pale in comparison. But I can't wait to show it off when it's all said and done and this place is fully rebuilt. But for now, we're gonna head on back. Oh, while chilling out on my A9 that I got from Solution 9. Alright, Voyager, let's go ahead and wrap things up with you. How fared you with the snow removal tools? Well, here's how it went. All crafted and delivered then. We are in your debts. While snowflakes are light as air, they can quickly form burdensome piles. We must be diligent in clearing away snow, and for that, we can never have too much equipment. In this, and many other things, we hope we can rely on your continued cooperation. Certainly. So, we'll take our experience, 872 gil, a Yokui ward, relations with the Yokui, plus 35 fire crystals. Then, how are the card components coming along? We got them right over here. Sturdy and light. As scarcely more than a glance you were able to identify a point for improvement. You truly are an extraordinary artisan. We Yokui traditionally build with stone and wood, and typically prioritize strength at the cost of weight. Given the mountainous terrain in which the carts will be used, however, it will be wise to keep weight to a limit. Your components help us to achieve that, and I shall enjoy assembling the final product with them. So, same reward as before. And finally, the ponchos were well received, were they? I'm pleased to hear it. There are many products we cannot procure from Warlord's Echo alone, so the more merchant visitors we have, the better. As our work continues, I do not doubt the restoration will see the mountain flourish with guests. Perhaps it would be prudent to craft a surplus of ponchos for them in the future. That's a good idea. And so, there we go. We have our intro to
how things go here with the Yokui and their quests. So we trade with this guy, and among other things, so far we get Abrasive, which I imagine will initially turn a pretty penny, but then will become completely worthless within a matter of weeks, as well as some materia for crafting. But of course, as we go along, this list will get longer, and the stuff we get will get better. But knowing that we're helping out these people in getting their ancient secret altar rebuilt, I'm definitely looking forward to what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. Because, yeah, these big guys, they definitely need their help, and we are definitely ensuring that we're giving it to them. Alright. So, we still have time to do something tonight. And I need to continue on my quest to get something very important. Namely, this. This is crystal paste that's needed to get my next weapon from the Occult Crescent. And you are not reading this wrong. It says 4th time. I've already delivered to Geralt 100 units of crystal paste, 200 units, and then 300 units. But this time, he now needs 600 units, which is freaking absurd. So the way you're encouraged to do it is by finding quests to do in Occult Crescent, which doesn't really help me all that much, because I pretty much have everything I need out of Occult Crescent. I just need to find a party to have join me to go and clear the Forked Tower, which is the dungeon in the Occult Crescent, and move on to the next zone. But that's easier said than done. Meanwhile, dungeons and trials do give certain amounts of crystal paste. As far as the most in one run, a leveling roulette will give you 20. But this only happens once per day though, so you can't do it every single time. You can't spam it. So we're gonna go ahead and try and speed things up, take the lead here. See if we can't get ourselves what we need a little sooner. Alright, there's the queue. Yeah, with the food, 268,000 HP. But of course, we're going to be scaled down, because we drew the mild Darkhold. Now, patch 7.4, unfortunately, has nerfed this place and Orem Vale. So a lot of the stuff you knew about this place before is gone. Which you are going to find out eventually. So at first glance it doesn't seem like much has changed, but you will start to see changes. Because there used to be a time dial over there for you to stand on, and once you stood on it long enough, you would be able to get a door unlocked. But it's gone now. Because they've removed that mechanic completely from this dungeon. Yeah, it's sad that they've actually done that in this game. But yeah, there was also supposed to be a dial over there that you could stand on. And one thing also as well is that you would have also stood within some crystal light in order to protect yourself from the flying eye that kept passing by overhead and shooting shots at you. And if you weren't standing in the light, you would lose 1,000 HP every time. But as you can see now, the dials are gone, and so are the lights. Also, I realized that the damn thing is not on. Yeah. and I'm in trouble. And I'm about to die. It's now official. So yeah, you're probably wondering where the flying eye went. Well, as it turns out, he's been waiting for you here this whole time, and you no longer have to draw him into the light to weaken him. Your field is now your oyster, and you can do whatever you want. Yeah, he's got a whole new set of mechanics for you to deal with. Yeah, a lot has changed about this place, Orm Vale, but also Halatali, the level 20 dungeon, has also undergone a makeover. Not as far as the dungeon's mechanics outside of boss fights, but the bosses themselves have changed too. Yeah, they've also done a lot of modifications to the bosses in Halatali also. And something I will also point out, the level 24 dungeon, the 1,000 Miles of Totorak, which was introduced over in the Black Shroud as a main story dungeon, and was demonstrated as being a abandoned prison. They've completely have overhauled that last year, I believe it was. It was either last year or it was 2 years ago. Unfortunately, and Totorak is not even the same dungeon anymore. They completely nerfed the hell out of it. So you still do have to avoid AoE coming from those crystals. That has not changed. But also, there used to be a section here where you could have fallen off and had to take an alternate path. That has also been removed. So yeah, they've also changed the layout of the dungeon too. Yeah, hold on, guys. We still gotta slow this thing down. Yeah, these souls always like to trail the field. Yeah, it seems like the bard can't wait to get going. And I don't blame her. Alright, let's see if we can forge through. I'll wait for that to come and go. Alright, move on. Yeah, thankfully they're staggered now, those explosions. Let's see how well we hold on. Alright. Looks like we're past the worst of it. So around the corner off to mini-boss number 2. Now thankfully this boss has not changed. This boss is still the same. But we still have to wait for it to make its appearance. And here we go. Get as much damage as we can on it, as the reinforcements start to throw stuff at the party. You can see them shooting stuff everywhere. Yeah, you do get a warning now as for when that stuff is being shot. So that is a change, but it doesn't really affect the battle all that much. So yeah, I guess that is one change about this fight, but other than that, it is basically the same fight. Yeah, they still throw rocks at you. Jeez, this bard must be on a sugar high. They will not stop jumping up and down. Alright, so they run off. So once again, here's another instance of the time mechanic being taken out, because it used to be behind those exploding crystals, but it's another instance of them being completely removed. And of course, there was also the one up there that you have to contend with as well. So not much point in me moving because these souls are all together. And they all like to keep their distance. And of course, the Hellsbound Warriors also used to patrol this room, but they no longer do that. They just stand in one spot and wait for you to come to them. So yeah, no more sneak attacks. Yeah, you can see that passage there was blocked by a force field. There used to be a door in the way, but it's now gone. So one last wave of enemies. Go. Yeah, I've actually been contemplating since these new changes were made to Zamail and to Aurum Vale. I've been thinking about wanting to do a tier list video about dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV and how much they've changed over the years. But I'm not sure if it would be interesting to anyone. Yeah, I'm not sure if people would be all that interested in seeing a comparison video to see what a dungeon looked like now as opposed to when it initially came out. Because of course I still have all my videos about these dungeons from when I first played them. Stuff to damage the corrupted crystals, that has not changed. And he always does them in the same way. That has not changed before. So he always goes that one first, that one second, and that one over there on the far right third. Right, he's loading up for his next crystal. Alright, go. Make sure we have the buffs and protection on as much as we can. Yeah, and there's also now a warning on that spin move that no longer used to be there. That used to be there, but it no longer is. And he no longer singles out a particular character when you're trying to break the crystal. He just randomly goes at you with that line AoE. The one thing also you've noticed as well is that he no longer drops Void Pitch on the floor either. That's something that you had to worry about, because if you stood in it, you would keep taking damage as the fight went on. And you had to shift position and change your strategies to accommodate for that. But yeah, he no longer does that either. So that is what the place now looks like for Zamal Darkhold, following its 7.4 alterations. And I swept the comms. Yeah, there you go. The new Zamal Darkhold. I'm pretty sure I'll have an opportunity to show off the new Aurum Veil and the new Total Rack at some point. But we'll go ahead and call the stream here. It was great to have you guys join us this evening for this new edition of Little Ladies Day. And of course, Rika sends her thanks for you guys joining us as well. So, now that I'm back on a regular schedule again at work, I will be seeing you guys again tomorrow, because we can resume on Cleric Obscure Expedition 33. So I will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night when we get back to that. And I hope that if you play Final Fantasy XIV right now, it's a great opportunity to get yourself a whole bunch of new stuff from Little Ladies Day. So go out there, participate, show off your colors for your favorite songbird or the Seneschal Prince himself, and just enjoy the experience with all the other players, because it's certainly a fun time. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Clear Obscure, as we're getting closer to the end of the game, and getting the ending that we all know is coming. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live. So, thanks everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.